Matt, obviously with no games this week, it's a great time to catch up. We sit here 3 months into the season. How do you feel it's gone so far?
I think it's been a whirlwind 3 months probably. Been a lot of change, not just in the 3 months, but over the summer period as well. I think over the whole, it's been a really exciting and fun place to be a part of, and we feel like we're gradually building, improving, developing day on day, not just the players but the staff as well. And I feel like we're getting to a point where we're a really good place to be. Really good place for our young players to be and develop every day. So, yeah, really positive start to the season.
Delving deeper into the full-time academy, how do you feel the new intake of first-year scholars have adapted to life here at Woking?
Really well. It is a big adjustment for a lot of them. The intake is very much a mixture of players who have been at high level clubs that unfortunately didn't gain their scholarships in EFL or Premier League clubs and have come into our program, or boys that are either our own players through a very successful JPL team last year, or players who have come out of maybe grassroots clubs and come together. And it's always takes a little bit of time for them to adjust to the new environment, of course, and the levels and the requirements here and the standards that we put on the players. But we've seen in the results that aren't be all and end all, and the development of the team and how they've improved week on week, individually and collectively. So some real positive signs, and we hope that will continue.
And looking at the second years, they obviously had a change this season with the arrival of newly coach Carl Downs. How do you think they've adapted to that?
Yeah, I think they've been really lucky. First of all, we are very lucky to have Carl with us. He's an excellent coach, comes with some really good pedigree. Probably not enough been said about him in the first sort of 3 months, but what he's brought to the academy as a whole has been fantastic. We're delighted with the work that he's doing. The second years and the EDS squad have really benefited massively from having him involved with them and leading their sessions and their games. So yeah, the second year group done really well last year as a first year group, and the opportunity or the objectives this year was for them to, of course, progress, push on, develop further. We've seen that. It was maybe a little bit of a slow start, a lot of getting used to new things and slightly tweak on our style of play. But we've seen in the last few weeks that we've been able to implement that style a lot better in games, and that's again really positive. It's a big time for those second year players now. They've been here we're coming up a season and a half now. A lot of those boys as scholars. After Christmas we'll be starting getting our thoughts around what the next 6 months looks like, and whether some of those players will go out into senior environments is what we hope, and that's an opportunity for them to prove that they can go into senior men's football and compete, with the view to them, the opportunity for them to stay for another year and be a part of the elite development squad, which I know we'll speak about in a minute, has been a real positive moment as well for us. But yeah, going back to the second years, been really positive. The challenge for them is to really kick on now. A lot of them are playing in the Suburban League, which is a great challenge for them against senior and well-established football clubs. And the others that are playing in our National League side, the results are steadily improving, which is great, and they've got to be ready for their opportunity. And I think that is the message that we say to all them second years now. It is almost a crunch time for them to really knuckle down, show what they can do, keep developing, and give the opportunity for them to, hopefully become part of our elite development squad in 8 to 10 months' time.
And as you said, obviously the elite development squad is new for this season. It's performed well so far this season. Talk us through the highlights and also what lies ahead for those players.
It's an excellent group of players. That's what it is. We worked really hard over the summer to recruit some good players alongside retaining players from our second year group. In terms of what our aims are, it's very much about their development again, about pushing them, giving them the opportunity to play senior football, the opportunity to try and get around our first team squad here and compete in the National League on a Wednesday. And within that squad, we've done really well. 5 wins out of 7, 2 disappointing defeats, which of course no one likes to lose, but we took some real learning opportunities from them games. But in other games, we've shown the quality that we have here, and we know we have. And I think if we're looking ahead next week, we've got a massive cup tie in the National League Cup, which is a prestigious competition, one of which we've reached the final on one occasion. And the aims and ambitions is to try and do the same this year. We've got the hardest test we could ask for in Maidstone, a team that have already beaten us, last year's winners of the league. So we know how tough that will be. But like I said, the group of players that we have here, we fully believe that we can go really far in those sort of competitions.
Obviously, Tuesday night was a superb achievement for everyone involved with the academy, with 12 academy players representing the first team in the Surrey Senior Cup. How much pride did you feel in seeing that many players called into the first team?
It's what we do it for. It's why we work hard every day. It's why we get out of bed every morning to try and progress the players, try and make good decisions for them, to give them opportunities to go and showcase their ability and their talent. And the opportunity comes to be a part of a first team squad. We've had 3 or 4 players in and around training. We've had 2 that have been on the bench for the last 2 or 3 games, which is excellent, and just shows the strength of the elite development squad. Ultimately, any academy is going to be judged on the players that they progress through. That is our aim. You could argue that at Woking over the last few years haven't had that. I think for us, it's about putting players in front of the management staff, in front of the director of football that we believe maybe aren't ready to play week in, week out in the National League now, but are ready to go and be a part of a squad. I believe we do have players there that are on that journey and that can get there definitely. But yeah, going back to Tuesday night, to have the opportunity to have 12 players, not all third years as well, a couple of second years, that we believe we're ready to go and be part of that, and to go and perform so well against an established Step 5 outfit who provide a different test for our players, to their usual age group football. But to play against some of the first team players, to play with the first team management staff, pushing them on like they did. It was a fantastic night for the academy, and something that we really want to build on.
And moving away from the full-time academy now, we obviously have nearly 200 youth academy players representing the football club in the Junior Premier League on a weekly basis. How was the start of the season been for those sides?
Yeah, chaotic when you've got 200 players to deal with. But again, fantastic. Shows the strength of us as an academy, the encatchment area for bringing players in. And, it's fantastic to see us be able to put that many players out every Saturday to go and compete, wear the badge. They all wear it with pride. They come in for training every day wearing their training kits. It looks amazing to have that. So that's brilliant. Again, that's something that we've had to work really hard on to really get that right. Again, it's about being competitive. It's about us developing players. We've got some really good young coaches here that are pushing the players on and trying to allow them to develop within our pathway. That's the ultimate aim. Maybe one day we can have a player come in from under 9s and get into our first team. That's ultimately what the aim and the dream is. How realistic that will be, we shall see. But that's something we work towards every day. But the young kids are great to work with. They're always coming with a smile on their face, and they're doing some really good things.
Perfect. Thank you very much.